Hi guys, Damien here, and welcome. Again, I'm grateful and so happy to be of service. Today's lesson, we're going to be looking at the mind, which is probably one of the most fascinating areas of interest for me. So hopefully this video will give you some insight in helping you to understand what's kind of going on in your inner world and your outer world. What I mean by that is, for example, we're looking at the epidemic of the virus that we're in at the moment. So that's very external going on in the world. But how that's having an effect on us, on our thoughts and on our emotions and our feelings, that triggers different responses then within our physical body. So by us becoming more aware and understanding the triggers that cause the different sensations in our bodies, will help us to maintain again full control over our well-being. So let's do a little experiment just to kind of give you a physical experience of the mind. So again, we all know that the mind isn't physical. Sometimes people mistake it for the brain. When the brain is a physical organ, but the mind itself is somewhere that you ask. Anytime I ask students, "Where's the mind?" They will it's you think with it, or it's over there, or so everyone has their own interpretation of what the mind is. So science, thankfully, is now starting to understand more about this body that is kind of invisible, but yet it controls a lot of our behaviors and our responses, reactions to the external world. So again, going back to the little experiment that we're going to do. So what I would invite you to do is sit comfortably and just take a nice inhalation into your belly. So inhale through your nose, hold, and then exhale through your nose, hold. Inhale through your nose, hold, exhale through your nose, hold. And just breathe normally, but keep your eyes closed. And what I invite you to do is to imagine the last time that you were in a stressful situation. So it could have been something happened at school. It could have been the news about the virus. Maybe you heard something that maybe somebody was harmed. Just notice how, by imagining and thinking of that thought, what effect is going on in your body. So just remember that time in the past where you were faced with a stressful moment. Could even be an exam. And just think back to how you're feeling and really feel that emotion in your body. So remember the sensation. Okay, so when you're done that, just I'd invite you to stand up and just give it a shake it off. And how did you feel? Could you feel any different sensation going on in your body? Some students would say to me that their heart would start to quicken, and that they would feel something in their stomach, or their hands would kind of get sweaty. So basically, what's happening is that by using the power of your mind, you were able to go back in time to a situation that had already occurred. It could have been, yesterday. It could have been last year. It could have been something when you were even younger. But you were able to vividly remember it, to go back to the experience, and then the emotion and the thought that was related to that, you were able to physiologically or biochemically change the sensations in your body so that your physical body then started to respond to that thought. So over time, when we build up a lot of these thoughts, and again, according to science, we produce anywhere between 50 and 90,000 thoughts a day. So you can imagine that, if you are a little bit living in a bit of fear over, again, an exam coming up, or maybe something someone said to you at school, or maybe you had an argument with someone in your family, that every time you think about that, that gives a chemical signal to the body, which is known as your fight or flight. So again, we need this stress response in order for it to help us to to um, make decisions. So, for example, when caveman was back in the prehistoric times, he had two choices to make when he would have seen a saber-toothed tiger. His first response would be to run. His second response would be to fight the saber-toothed tiger. Which response do you think he took? Obviously, tried to run, tried to escape danger. So now, as we fast forward into where we are living now, the saber-toothed tiger we now perceive to be the exam. It can be the person that we had the argument with. It can be the fear of a disease. So what's happened is that we're looking at the external environment, and we're then feeling internally the emotions that we attach to that or associate to that stressor, external stressor. So when you learn to be able to calm your mind, calm those thoughts that are just thoughts and they're just emotions, that they're not you, they're not the real you. And when you have tools and techniques, which is what we're going to give you next, to be able to calm that mind so it stops that stress response or that nervousness in the body, and it helps to relax your system. So then you can respond to your environment again, whether it's an exam, whether it's a a sport, that you're, it could be a big game that you're going to play, or it could be a project that you have to hand in for a hobby that you have, and everyone is looking to try and do the best that they can, which is really great. And that's all you can do in life. You can only do the best that you can. So when you understand then that these thoughts and emotions are there to help guide you, but they are not who you really are, so that you don't have to buy into every thought that keeps coming into your mind that's triggering the stress response. So we will do a little technique in a few minutes to help you to really calm your mind, so it can be clear, you can be focused, you can concentrate more, and then really balance your emotions. So any kind of fear or anger or irritation or even grief or sadness or loneliness, if any of these emotions come up, that's okay. That's okay, because we're human. But it's to remember that you are not those emotions, and how you are in control of how you think and how you feel. And that is very empowering. And for me, when I fully really understood this, it transformed my life, because now I'm a master of how I choose to think and how I choose to feel, regardless of my external environment. So if somebody is being nasty to me, which people do, again, you're going to face those challenges as you in life. It's part of life to help really strengthen your inner muscles. So I kind of use the example with students. So again, being a previous fitness instructor, that if somebody wanted to get a big muscle, they would have to lift weight, uh, many weeks in order for it to get that. It doesn't just happen overnight. So we need to strengthen our mind muscle. And by the more that we can become consciously aware of what's going on in our environment, and understand that we have the power to take control of how we are going to think and feel about that event, and then how we're going to respond or take action according to our own true values. And that is very, very powerful. So before we do a little technique, I would like to again invite you to, so we have felt what stress is like in the body. Now I want you to feel what love and peace is like in the body. So what I would invite you to do is, again, sit still, comfortably, with your spine erect. Close your eyes. And this time, I want you to imagine or remember a successful moment that you've had in life, or a happy moment. So that can be anything to you. Remember that you are an individual, and everybody thinks and feels differently. So you bring that emotion, that feeling to the surface of what that is for you. So it could be, something that you achieved in school. It could be something that you achieved in sport. It could be just something as powerful and as simple as helping your parents, helping your siblings, being of service to somebody, someone elderly in the community. These are all great positive effects on the body. So again, just imagine and think about what that situation was or that event was. Feel the emotion in the body. And then when you're ready, just open your eyes with a smile and just congratulate yourself on a job well done. So remember that we have throughout our lifetime, every day we have huge successes that we sometimes, because life is so fast, that we overlook. So always remember that you are, in your own unique way, a genius. That's without a shadow of a doubt. And when you really take notice of what our true values are, and that's love and kindness, it's of helping one another, it's about caring for one another, then you can see the opportunity every day, whether it's in the school environment of helping a friend, or being grateful and kind to your teacher, being respectful to all the people around you, and being also very kind, compassionate, and respectful to yourself. Because you are, like I said, an amazing, unique person with huge positive values, and are going to contribute greatly to this planet. So you are the next generation, and you need to understand and honor that. So then when you are making life choices, when you are taking action, you're doing it from your higher value. And one of the toughest lessons that I had to learn was that not everybody is going to have the same viewpoint or the same value system as you. So that's where sometimes when there's a bit of a conflict between one person and another, it's just to take a step back and to remember that you may have a different understanding than that other person, and it may be just a simple miscommunication. And when you can be yourself, be true to yourself, and then connect and talk it out with the other people who are part of the conflict, then you can come to a solution, and then you can understand one another. So a lot of times our communication can be miscommunicated, and simple misunderstandings then can cause bigger things. So it's just to remember that about communication, and being able to honor and respect one another, and be very mindful of the words that come out of your mouth. Because in the next video, as I explain how you're going to create your world, your words are very important, because the more that we affirm and we speak, it's actually charging an energy which is attracting to us the experiences that we are putting out there. So that's why when you become more mindful of your thoughts and of your words, and see how that's affecting your environment, you will choose more wisely. So that's something that we'll talk about in the next video. But for now, I just wanted to give you an understanding of how your thoughts and your emotions can affect your physical well-being, and it creates certain reactions in triggers chemically in the body. And by bringing in this tool of calmness, of resetting the system so that you're balanced, and then you can make decisions, or then you can go at a task, whether it's homework or study or a project, or you need to for some hobby that you may need to really need focus and concentrate on, like art, or playing a piece of music, or a music instrument or something like that. So I hope that makes sense, and that it's quite clear. So do feed your mind with a lot of as much positivity as you can, because, like I said, depending on the environments that we're in, when people are being challenged and they're quite stressed, that actual stress can be transferred into your system, and then that can make you think certain ways as well. So by you being aware of, and that's what I mean by you're not your thoughts, that by you being aware of and being in control of how you choose to think and feel, that empowers you then, so that you're not being bombarded and absorbed by what's going on in your environment, whether that's in the school environment or whether that's been in the home environment, or what you're allowing into your system through social media. And that's a very important point as well that I would just like to quickly mention, that, how we spend our time and what we are looking at, that's what I mean by allowing into our system, whether it's on the TV, whether it's on, social media, all of these, what we read and what we listen to, all of these energies of thoughts and emotions from all of these things that we allow into our system eventually affects our system as well. So especially when you're looking to study, the more that you can switch off all of your technology that's not needed and really concentrate and focus, so that your mind isn't being pulled in different directions. Because when the mind is pulled in different directions, basically then you cannot concentrate and focus, because it's basically like bringing 10 dogs for a walk, and the dogs want to all go in different directions. So the mind gets scattered like that when it has to try and focus on too many things. So by you being able to just really become one pointed, and when you are present in the moment and you're going to focus on, say, for example, again, doing your homework, that you're doing that homework. And if that takes half an hour or an hour, that you are just doing that subject and nothing else. And then once you keep in that frame of mind, or that mindset, then you'll be more productive, and then that will give you more sense of achievement and of wellness, because again, you're now in control. But when you keep being distracted by other things, then you cannot channel that focus, and that's where then sometimes that we can become a little bit overwhelmed and anxious, and then that is like a circle that keeps that keeps going on a loop. So by becoming aware of, being one pointed and being focused on whatever task it is, that you will achieve more, and then you will be able to become truly more successful in whatever areas that you want to go at in life. So again, just to recap, remember that you are a genius in your own right, and by tapping into your passions and your interests, and that's a huge word I struggle with sometimes. So that's a huge understanding of what it is that you are here to do, and then secondly, it really is about being in control, remembering that you are in control of your thoughts and your emotions. So, and regardless of what anybody says or does, that how you respond to it is what you really need to become more aware of. And that's where your power is. So that you're not giving your power away to the circumstance or to other people. So you then choose how you want to think and feel. And you're allowed to do that. That's part of being human, is and being your own individual self. So a quick little exercise that you can do to help calm your mind, which is called a body scan. So you can do this anywhere. What I invite you to do is to become sit somewhere comfortably, or you can lie down if you want, and just close your eyes. So bring your gentle awareness just to your crown, and just notice any sensations or any feelings going on in the crown. Now bring your awareness to your forehead. Just notice any sensations, any feelings going on in your forehead. Your eyes, your nose, your ears. Just notice how your body is feeling. Now bring your gentle awareness down to your throat, Can notice if there's any sensations, any feelings. Sometimes we find it difficult to express ourselves, and this area can become quite congested, so you can feel any sensations or any feelings that arise in this throat area. And if something comes up, just smile and release, let it go. Remember, it's not you. Now become aware of your shoulders. Again, notice any kind of physical sensations in the shoulders. We tend to hold on to a lot of stress in our shoulders, in our traps. So just notice any sensations or any feelings. And again, if there's any tightness or anything in the physical body, just smile and in your mind just say, I release. Now become aware of your elbows, your wrists, and your fingers. And again, just notice any gentle sensations or feelings going down through your arms. And again, if you feel anything, just smile and say, I release. Now bring your gentle awareness to your lungs, to your heart, to your abdomen, and to all the internal organs, your diaphragm, your liver, your pancreas, your spleen, your kidneys, your adrenal glands, your small and large intestines, your stomach. And again, just notice any feelings, any sensations within the digestive system. And simply say, I release. Now bring your awareness to your back. Become aware of your whole spine. And again, any feelings of tension or stress in the physical body, just notice it, become aware. And if there is any, just say, I release. And be aware of shoulder blades, the upper spine, the middle spine, the lumbar spine, and any stress or tension in the physical body, just gently release. Now be aware of your hips, your knees, your ankles, and your toes. And if there's any sensations, any feelings within this area of your body, again, gentle awareness and with kindness, just gently say, I release. And just visualize all the stress now from your whole body just being washed away with an awareness of love and of compassion for yourself. So just become aware of the breath. And taking nice 3 deep breaths. So inhale through your nose, hold, exhale through your nose, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. And when you're ready, just gently open your eyes with a big smile and become fully present in this moment. Okay, so how are you feeling? Hopefully nice and relaxed. Is your mind calm and clear? Your emotions are at peace, balanced, and your physical body feels more and more relaxed. So that is your natural state of well-being. And from there, then you can take the next course of action, whether it's to go and help your parents, to do some more study, to maybe even do some journaling or writing. It's amazing what you can do once you calm the mind, and you can, because that allows you to connect to your inner presence, your inner guide, and then you get your inspiration from there, and you get to hear the voice of yourself, so that you know exactly who you are, and then differentiate it from what it is that you do. And then you can take that then into every action that you do on a daily basis, whether it's brushing your teeth, to eating your meal, to doing your homework, to how you speak. And when you have this awareness and this kindness and this gentleness, that keeps all of this stress out of your system. And then when stress does come into your system, because we are only human, that you now have the ability to be able to stop, take a breath, remember who you are, and then decide on what action you're going to take. So I hope this helps. Again, I'm super grateful for it to be of service. It's a very powerful technique. And like I said, it's not just about, it's not just doing this once and that's it. Forget about it. It's like, again, anything you want to achieve in life. The key to being successful is quite simple, and that's repetition, consistency, and patience with the process. So once you have your goal, so we know that this simple little practice is very good for our overall health and well-being, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So by cultivating a practice, or by incorporating this into a daily routine, it's only 5 minutes, you can do it yourself, you don't need me to guide you, just go through your body. That will help then for you to shine that light of awareness, so that any tension or any stress or any anxiety or any worry or any fear that may come up, and that you understand, know what it is, and you can just shine that light of love and compassion, let it go, and then continue on. Okay, so the next video then we will talk about goal setting and structure, and then about who you truly are and how you can live a life of true purpose, fulfillment, and passion, even in times like this. So I hope this helps. And again, you're given techniques now to be able to help your loved ones as well. So I invite you to invite them into doing this practice with you, and make it even a family thing, from eating your meal slowly and mindfully, to movement together. And then through doing a simple little practice like this will really help to connect you more to yourself, but also then to your family and your friends. Okay, so we will talk to you. I will talk to you in the next video. Thanks again for your time. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. My email on my website is www.damienwade.ie, and my email address is health@damienwade.ie. That's DAMIENWADE.ie. And I'm quite happy to answer any questions that you may have, or even if your parents have any questions as well. Okay, so stay safe, stay well. Remember again where we are in the situation of the virus, to keep your hands clean, to keep your distance of 2 meters when you do go out, and again try and stay within the 2-kilometer radius. So be safe, be well, and we'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.